Last time on Tales of Arise. I don't like what they're... What? Oh, boom! Game over. Well, guys, that's the end of Tales of Arise. I hope you enjoyed watching me play this game. Pretty good. Unexpected ending, 6 out of 10. And now, back to... How's it going, everyone? My name is Dakota. Welcome back. Let's play Tales of Arise. In the last videos, we got out of the Forbidden Zone and tried to head up towards Rena, where ultimately our starship was taken over by the Red Women, who I guess turned out to be the inhabitants of Rena. We thought they were Renans, but they're called Helgenquill, which means like citizens of Rena. Helgen meaning Rena, I guess, in their language. Pretty much the Red Women are Helgenquill. They're the species that was the original inhabitants, the original species of Rena. Which, quite honestly, I kind of blew me away, kind of. I was like, what? I was wondering, I was like, what is going on here? Now it seems like we're going off into like alien civilization and all this. Right now we're on, what's it called? What's it called? Doc Phasal? Yeah, is it Doc Phasal? Which is pretty much like a substation in space. It's right near where Linigus is. It's just like its own little, like, place, I guess. Which we were taken to from a Helgenquill named, Heverick 35. I think it's Heverick 35. Hold on, I gotta look back into this stuff. It's kind of weird. I'm trying to like understand some of this stuff. So I don't know. Just bear with me. So yeah, Doc Phasal, the base of the Helgenquill, managed by Heverick 35. Pretty much, he wants us to take care of the true like leader, the true being, whatnot on Rena, which is the Great Spirit, which is the sentient thing of the will, I guess, of Rena. It's kind of weird to say when you think about it. It's just like the whole store of energy from Rena. That's its whole being. That's the great vessel, the great spirit of the planet. So that's what the Helgenquill follow. That's who rules over the Helgenquill, is the Great Spirit. And what we learned here, Renans were, I guess, taken from the Dahnans, who were captured by the Helgenquill. Like, what? Yeah, right here, the Helgenquill, they created the Rena, Linigus, and Zeugles, all for the freaking great astral spirit. It's kind of mind-boggling if you think about it. It's just, oh my god, my head kind of hurts just thinking about it. But right now we're gonna check out with the other party members, see what they're thinking about this, because the deal breaker is this: our starship won't be fixed until we agree on the fact that we take out the great astral spirit. So let's see what everyone else is thinking about.
Oh, it's you two. Does he seem like he's doing any better now?
He who? Oh, you mean Dohalim, don't you?
I know that we're all struggling to wrap our minds around it all, but he looked like he was taking it really hard earlier.
What do you think about everything we've learned? About the Renans and the Great Spirit and all that?
On some level, I'm not even really sure what to think, to be honest. I mean, the Great Spirit is like a huge natural disaster, but with a mind and will of its own. But if that thing's hellbent on trying to destroy our planet, then the only thing left for us to do is stop it. As for the Renans, I suppose my feelings on that are a bit more mixed.
How so?
Coexistence between Dahnans and Renans in Menancia is still a work in progress. In my case, I think that's partly because deep down, I was still on guard around Renans. So, to be told that they're like us, that they're actually just like us is, well, I guess it's a little deflating, to be honest.
You kept a pretty level head.
You mean about the Renans? At the end of the day, the Helganquil and the Great Spirit are the ones who are responsible. But at the same time, I realize that not every Dahnan is necessarily going to believe that either.
I know you're already aware of this, but the list of grievances the Dahnans have against the Renans is long, and understandably so. And if people then find out that they're all actually one and the same, yeah, I don't think they're going to take to it too kindly.
Even just among the Dahnans, I'm sure there'll be some who emerge with power and some who won't. I think if we can find a way to get rid of that imbalance, then we'll be in a truly good place.
Well, first we can try to figure out what to do about the existing conflicts we have.
Yeah. It'd be nice if one day people could learn to get past their hatred like Rinwell did.
It's no small task.
Yeah.
We can't pretend like the past didn't happen and ask people to forget their very real pain and suffering.
Right. Everybody has their reasons for feeling the way that they do. But if we just keep yelling at each other about it, we'll never move on. In a worst-case scenario, it might lead to even more people getting killed.
And we all have to figure out how to meet halfway. Not just that, but to also embrace each other's pain in a sense.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
It's true. Everybody has their own scars, their own trauma. The first step to healing those wounds is to put aside that hatred. It won't be achieved through reasoning, but I think it's a good first step, if nothing else. And now, I think I see a way to move forward. But to do that, first we need to make sure our planet isn't going to get wiped out.
Yeah. At least Kasara's on board. Oh, you need heal? Hey, can you help me? I need to get up. Please. Please. Fine. Heal beam. Oh, you found me collapse again and helped me back up. Well, I appreciate it. Next year I can continue to go about my research. Thank you for the happy bottles. Manuel, what's going on, girl?
You both seem awfully calm.
Only because after everything we've seen, we don't have the energy to keep being shocked.
How are you holding up, Rinwell? That whole talk about the Renans looked like it shook you up a bit.
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I remember how Dahnan mages like my family were persecuted and died out. And now, I finally know why that is. But I was thinking, if Renans end up living together with Dahnans again, then mages won't be such an unusual thing to see on Dahna anymore, right? I know it's not as simple as all that, but Dahnans probably won't be so quick to let their guards down. And there might be Renans who still act superior because of their arts.
It wouldn't surprise me. 300 years of bad blood and prejudice isn't going to be an easy thing to overcome.
Yeah, I know firsthand just how much hatred can take hold in your heart once you let it in. But even so, I was still able to change. And if I can change, so can anyone else. So I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I could use my position as both a Dahnan and a mage to help bring both sides together.
There you go.
Well, that great spirit worries me too, though. Dahna's will feels so warm and inviting. So why is Rena's will trying to destroy our entire planet?
Now that you mention it, Everett 35 and the other scientists here never really brought that up. Maybe they don't know either.
Maybe. But regardless, at the end of the day, Dahna's still our home. There's no way we can let it be destroyed.
We won't. We'll keep it safe no matter what.
Law.
I still can't believe it, man.
You're not the only one still trying to make sense of all this. Believe me.
Really? You've never struck me as the type of guy to get hung up on these sorts of things.
Did you forget what happened back in Thistleum? Once my memories started coming back to me, I felt completely and totally lost.
It was really that bad for you?
Yeah, it was. But thanks to Law and everybody else, I remembered that I still had things out there worth fighting for.
Man, I think you might be a better guy than me, Alphen. All I can remember thinking was, when's this guy gonna get his act together?
Law.
I was too worried about repeating the same mistakes I'd made back with my dad, and running away from the truth. That was no way to live. And I've tried to stay strong, my way. But all this talk about other races and the world ending, if I can be honest with you guys, it's just all too much for me to handle right now.
I know this is going to sound strange coming from me, but maybe the key is not to worry too much about the big stuff right now.
Oh?
I used to worry all the time about my thorns, for obvious reasons, but I never really opened up to anyone about them. And when I realized my visions pointed to a threat that was bigger than me, I didn't know what I should do or who to tell. But that's when I finally got it. You guys were all there for me, to teach me what's really important. I just had to open up and listen.
In other words, if you let the big picture stuff get you all muddled up inside, you'll begin to lose sight of what you really care about. Yeah, I think you're right.
The thing that's most important, what I really care about. All I want to do is protect the people that really matter to me, to fight for them. That's good enough, right?
Not everyone is strong enough to fight.
Huh?
It's something your dad told me once when he was still alive. Law, you know you're strong enough to fight, and you're strong enough to protect the people you care about. Forget all the big stuff going on. Just don't lose sight of what you want to protect in the first place. Sound good?
Yeah, I think it does. It's like a big weight's been lifted off my shoulders. I'll fight to protect the people around me. Just like I always have. I think that's best.
That's right, Law. We're gonna punch the spirit, right? Yeah, we're gonna punch the spirit. Woo! Alright, finally joining.
I apologize for making you witness that.
You mean hearing the origins of the Renans?
Indeed. It's shocking to have so many things I thought to be indelible fade away in mere seconds.
Even I'm still not sure everything we've heard here is actually true.
Let's not delude ourselves. If what we've heard is a lie, it's a rather elaborate one. I can only imagine that you must have been constantly feeling like this, ever since your memory returned, Alphen. And you as well, Shion. About your thorns, and being a maiden.
That's just part of being alive, don't you think?
Well, to say the least. But enough about me. I'm not concerned for myself. What concerns me is all of the other Renans out there.
When you say the other Renans, you mean the ones that are living on Lenegis or Dahna, right?
Correct. Even if we stop the Great Spirit from annihilating Dahna, our problems will still remain. Putting aside the untold state that Rena may be in, if we do not truly belong there, we will have to think long and hard about where it is that we wish to return to.
So, I guess your only real choices at this point are to either stay on Lenegis or come down to Dahna, huh? And right now, Lenegis might not even be a safe option.
And at the same time, Dahnans are hardly likely to embrace Renans with open arms. If the issue is forced, things could turn dire. There is, after all, 3 centuries worth of hatred to overcome between us. And the victims of our rule have absolutely every right to feel animosity towards us Renans. Our own circumstances as the aggressors are irrelevant.
I didn't expect the former Lord of Menancia to be so down about people reconciling.
Menancia's fate was a stroke of good luck. There had been backlash over how it had been ruled, and I was blessed to have sympathizers among my ranks. Still, even now, there remain ardent dissidents.
But things can still change if you have the right people to help lead the way. Isn't that what you hope to achieve on Lenegis, after this is all over?
Indeed. I have fully accepted the burden of that responsibility. In that regard, I remain determined. On that note, I have something of a favor to ask of you, Alphen.
Oh? What is it?
I wish for you to serve as a mediator so that the Renans can live on Dahna peaceably. As the one and only blazing sword, I suspect the Dahnans may listen to what you have to say when problems arise.
And I take it that you'll be the one to represent the Renans?
Yes. I realize that I'm asking quite a lot of you.
I want you to take that
However,
sword and swear at the
fact of the matter is that
Dahnans.
it will take time for Renans to re-enter Dahnan society without any bloodshed. That is why.
You're the same as ever, Dohalim.
Dohalim's so freaking cool. He is.
No, relax. You get so tense and formal when you're asking for a favor. Listen, there's no need for that. We're friends.
Friends. What?
You're too kind. I can see you were raised well.
That's some high praise, Alphen.
Then I'll ask once again, this time just as friends. Alphen,
Aw.
will you help me?
Yeah.
You don't even need to ask. Of course I will.
Of course. I'll do
Thank
it.
you.
Screw Alphen. I'll do it for you, Dohalim. I'll do it. I'll do it for you.
Well, it sounds like everyone's learning from their past and using it to create a better future for everyone.
Yeah.
What about you, Shion? How do you feel about the origin of the Renans?
I'm not surprised.
To be honest, I'm not really all that shocked, actually. I mean, I might be a Renan in the literal sense, but I've never really felt like one of them. Right now, it's kind of a mystery.
How do you mean?
Because for a really, really long time, all I ever thought about was how I was going to die. Not if or when, but how. I thought I'd die alone. That fate had me in its steely grip. I would have never imagined that I'd be traveling with someone like you, fighting to save Rena and Dahna. I mean, how could I have? It's been going on for 300 years. All this tragedy and destruction. When you consider the Helganquil's part in all this, it's been even longer than that. It was Naori's hope that somehow, someone in the future would be able to stop it before it was too late. How it fell on us, of all people, to heed that call is a mystery.
I don't think Naori was hoping that we would just stop the world from getting destroyed. She considered me, a Dahnan, as a real person. And she very much cherished her own people, too.
Wait, now I'm just thinking about this real quick. If Naori had the thorns with her, and the thorns are stopping Shion from dying, what happened to Naori? Is it because she passed it down? That's why she was able to, you know, do her fate and whatnot, right? And pass it over to Shion, her descendant. Naori passed it on to her descendant, which is Shion. And that's why Naori's gone, or I don't know. It's just a thought. I don't know. You know, let's just keep going.
I don't think she wanted the world to be saved, just so they could go back to hurting each other. Oh, maybe this is what she meant.
Huh?
When we were talking to Kisara earlier, about all that stuff like everyone's needing to meet halfway and embrace each other's pain and suffering. She said that the first step down that path was for each of us to put aside our own hatred. That means forgiving other people, even and especially before they forgive you.
Forgiving. So it goes both ways, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I don't just mean forgiving things that happened in the past either. Conflicts will keep happening. If we have any hope of moving on and building a better future, we have to all learn to forgive each other.
You know, you're right. People can hurt one another without even meaning to. I know that better than most, thanks to these thorns.
It's not going to be easy getting past this pain.
I mean, yeah, not everyone's going to do it.
I'm sure there'll come a time when we can all truly understand each other.
You're a little open-minded,
I'm there with
Alphen.
you, Shion. I too want to protect the world we live in and all the people we care about. I think that's the very least I can do to repay Naori for everything that she did.
Yeah. I want a future that she would feel proud to live in, and I'm going to fight for it.
Whoa there, Savior Girl. We're here to save you too, you know.
Yes, I know. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I want to live, and that's the honest truth.
Man, Shion's like whole character in retrospect from beginning of the game to now is just
what needs to be done.
totally changed.
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, Dan is still in danger. I don't care who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
I just want to punch things.
What are your thoughts, Alphen? I want to know what's on your mind, too.
I think I already know what we all know what Alphen wants.
Like Law said, if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Rena, then so be it. It's trying to rob us of our entire world. And it's going to take not just our home, but all of existence along with it. That alone is enough to make it our enemy. But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Shion.
You're saying there's a chance?
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the spirit channeling ceremony showed Naori that vision. And to hear Shion tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed. Shion's thorns are comprised of dark astral energy, the one type which we know is native only to Rena.
Oh, God.
And if Rena's great
Be
spirit
dark and
is what's
scary,
behind
isn't
Dahna's
it?
pending destruction, then
Shion's thorns are the Great Spirit?
What?
It's not actually on Rena like we thought?
We don't know anything for certain. At the very least, though, I think it's possible her thorns are a part of the Great Spirit.
Well, it's a curse, right?
while the main body resides in Rena.
I mean, kind of makes sense if, like, the astral energy, the dark astral energy is kind of just cursed. You know, cursed Nahari.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's great spirit, I'm going to go over there and give it a piece of my mind and then some.
I'm gonna shoot it with my gun. Hell yeah, Shion.
The question is, how do we confront it? Suffice it to say, that flower growing out of Rena is enormous, large enough to house the will of an entire planet. The Wedge and Lenegis were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right. This is an altogether greater challenge for merely 6.
And we only know about the Thorns connection thanks to Naori.
Hevric 35 has been observing the Great Astral Spirit this whole time. It wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it has a plan of some sort. Let's go see what that is.
All right.
Our minds are made up. Let's go give Hevric 35 our answer.
No, we're not gonna do it. What? Just that's it. Game over. All right, Lenegis today.
So if the Sovereign and Maiden were originally boot-up programs for Lenegis, what about now?
Even with the Forbidden Zone in ruins and the Renaissance stolen, Lenegis is functioning fine. If it needed us before, it doesn't appear to now.
First they lumber you with a position you never asked for, then you're discarded like you're nothing? Who the hell do they think they are?
More importantly, who do they think we are? We might not even factor into their list of concerns.
I just hope everyone on Lenegis is safe.
Worst comes to worst, Lenegis is equipped with a large number of starships that people can escape in. As long as the whole satellite doesn't suddenly explode or something, they should be fine.
Wait, explode?
In any case, if we're truly going to make a difference, it's on Rena we're needed, not Lenegis. The people there will be fine, I'm sure of it.
Right.
Hevric, coming to bargain.
Do you have your answer for me? We want to ask something first. You're asking us to fight an entire planet. How exactly do you expect us to do that?
Oh, I have this rocket launcher. You
must
can
have
shoot
something
at
up
it.
your sleeve, or else you wouldn't put us up to it.
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its actual will does not run throughout its entire body. Rather, its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest of the body, and is where its strength is most densely concentrated. Therefore, if you destroy the core, the great spirit shall become unable to maintain sentience, and return to being ordinary astral energy.
And how are we supposed to destroy that core?
Punch it!
By using the Rena's Alma.
Oh, or that.
You will also need the assistance of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. They are our best tools for suppressing and controlling astral energy. Using their powers, the Maiden shall seal the great astral spirit within her body, and the Sovereign shall wield the power of the Rena's Alma to destroy it.
Hold on. That sounds a lot like what Shion described before.
Yeah, killing herself to take out the thorns with her.
She was actually right all along.
By my calculations, your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy the great astral spirit, and disperse its energy widely enough to make it difficult to reform.
What will happen to the Maiden once we manage to beat the great astral spirit?
Any matter contained within the field of destruction shall be erased.
So it really will kill me.
What?
This method is the most simple one available to destroy the great spirit, and is therefore our most reliable option.
What are our other options?
Die.
There is little reason to consider alternative courses of action when the most optimal among them is so
You
clear.
don't get it. I promised Shion that she wouldn't die, that we'd save the world without needing to sacrifice her. We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any other way to take out the Great Spirit, I want to hear it.
This plan shall lead to the fewest losses in preserving your world. Abandoning it is irrational.
That's...
It is vital that you proceed with this plan. A part of Rena's great astral spirit already resides within her. 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lenegis in an attempt to assume direct control of the spirit channeling ceremony. We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind, and that it now resides in the Maiden.
Which would make Alphen's earlier hypothesis correct.
That part inside the Maiden belongs to the core, and can be used by the great astral spirit to revive itself. So long as it remains, it will be all but impossible to fully eradicate the Great Spirit. That is why it is necessary for it to be vanquished only once it is whole. Without the Maiden's direct control over the Great Spirit, attacking it is futile, and will only serve to strengthen it.
No.
Wait. Naori said that the Rena's Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy, and that the thorns can be neutralized by placing them in it. If so, can't the same also be done to the Great Spirit, seeing as the thorns are simply part of it?
Well, can it?
It is true that the Rena's Alma is capable of what you suggest, and could contain the great astral spirit.
Yes!
However, doing so requires fine control on the level of the spirit channeling ceremony, considering that the Rena's Alma was previously lost when that ceremony failed. I cannot allow it. Its uncertainty is simply too great.
What does that mean for us if you won't allow it?
Your starship will not be restored, and you will all be unable to
Say,
leave.
like, what's the point then?
Why you?
Fine then. I'd rather stay here and rot than do it your way.
Alphen?
Whatever we do, if we mess up, Dahna's screwed. The Great Spirit will destroy it. If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, then I'd rather do nothing. We want to stop Dahna from getting destroyed. We want to save it. But not if it means having to sacrifice one of us in the process. If all you're gonna do is sit back and watch us where it's safe, then quit ordering us around and shut up!
Ooh,
Alphen.
here we go. Finally. something from Alphen.
What you say is irrational. Be that as it may, I shall accede to your demand.
You'll agree?
I am an observer. The Sovereign, Maiden, and Rena's Alma are my species' greatest achievement. I wish to see how well they work against the Great Spirit in light of our demise by its hands.
But what are we supposed to do about the Rena's Alma? One of your buddies ran off with it back on Lenegus.
It is likely that the Rena's Alma is with the Great Spirit, functioning as a catalyst for it to receive Dahna's astral energy.
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the Great Spirit and take it back?
According to my observations, the astral energy is most densely concentrated in the center of Rena, where the Great Spirit's core is located.
So right in the middle of that giant flower, then.
I have one more question. You've said that Rena's great astral spirit is already integrated with the planet. What will happen to Rena once it vanishes?
Without the will of the Great Spirit, Rena is predicted to collapse. Even in such a scenario, the energy will disperse, and the Great Spirit will likely not reform.
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit without destroying it, we'll still be in danger?
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages. It is recommended that you all escape before the final stage.
Man, I wish that thing would tell it to us straight for once.
Hevrek 35 and the others have gotten used to hypothesizing from afar is all. Fix our starship. We're going to Rena.
Excellent.
But I want to make one thing clear. We're doing this for ourselves, to protect what matters to us. We're not doing it for your sake, or because you told us to. Remember that.
It matters little to me. The end result shall be the same. Repair work on your starship has commenced. You'll have to wait until it's finished.
Man, is it too much to ask for Hevrek 35 to talk like a normal person? I swear I can feel my brain starting to fry after listening to all that complicated stuff.
Don't worry. I think we're mostly done with him. Now all we have to do is rest up and wait.
Law is the
Once
voice of
fall
everyone
matches
that plays.
we'll be taking
That's
off from
playing.
Rena right away.
An alternate plan.
Is the Rena's Alma really our only hope against the Great Spirit? There has to be another way, right?
Shion's Fire Master Core was able to suppress astral energy to prevent it from gaining sentience, right? Couldn't we make use of that somehow?
I'm not sure. In small doses, maybe. And with the amount of energy we're talking about here.
Back in Calaglia, the Blazing Sword was able to take in a whole spirit vessel's worth of energy. If it has the capacity to manage that, it can do this, right?
Except after it absorbed the energy, it ended up releasing it all moments later, remember? Let's not forget, it nearly killed you. Besides, this is the Great Spirit we're talking about, not a paltry vessel. Even if I could use the Master Core, your body wouldn't be able to take the strain of channeling that much energy.
Hevrek 35 didn't mention it, and it did not seem the type to skimp on details. So assuming it's even possible, the chances are slim to none.
You're probably right.
Go to sleep. Sleep. This part's been kind of very plot heavy.
You still thinking about what the scientists told us? About where Renans really come from?
I am, but not for myself.
You're worried about the future of the Renan people.
The fact that our people have been the same this whole time will only give the Dahnans further reason to resent us.
But you still intend to confront this truth head-on, don't you?
Well, I did declare that I would live my life for the living, and not the dead. Even as I dream of retirement, I shall remain dedicated to the cause.
I'm sure you'll do great.
Now that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Renans even once.
I'm no saint. I have skeletons in my closet too. There was definitely a time when I hated Renans for who they were. I hated them just for being Renan. But you changed that, Dohalim. You gave me an opportunity to see them in a different light. Thanks to your reforms, we were able to stand next to Renans not as slaves, but as equals for the first time in our lives. Of course, I'm sure there were some Renans who still hated us on the inside. But we knew that not all of you were like that. There were those of you who were good, and that was a start. When it comes down to it, Renans are just people. They can be good or bad, just like Dahnans.
That is, in essence, the heart of your approach, isn't it? That we're all people.
Yeah, it is. When you can pull someone aside and talk to them one-on-one, then you have the chance to come to an understanding. But as soon as you stereotype, that chance goes away, and you stop thinking of them as people that you can relate to.
I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about massive numbers of Renans and Dahnans alike. Realistically speaking, surely they won't all be able to get along.
Even if we end up butting heads with one person, maybe we'll find better luck among their friends. If we can build a society that works like that, that'll be something worth nurturing and protecting.
So you wish for people to form real bonds and do away with the hierarchy outright? To deal with one another as humans, and nothing more? That's the ideal future you hope to see when this is all over?
Yes, I do. I think it would make for a fine tribute to my brother's legacy. Though, that said, I would be doing it for the people of the future first and foremost. Do you still plan to return to Lenegis when this is over?
Indeed I do. I don't know whether I'll be able to reside in Lenegis proper, however. My first order of business may be to find somewhere to live.
You'll always have a home in Menancia, you know.
As I shall ever keep in mind.
Well, if you ever need a helping hand, don't hesitate to come get me. I'll always be there for you, Doe.
Oh.
Never mind. Thank you, Kisara. I appreciate your patience as I work all this out.
Don't even mention it. And really, when you think about it, now that we know the two of us aren't so different after all, don't you think that brings down a barrier that used to be between us?
You know, I hadn't actually thought of it that way before. But I do like the sound of it.
Yeah, I think I do too.
That was cute.
Hey, why'd you call me here? Was there something you wanted to talk about?
Well, if everything we've heard about the Great Spirit is true, then we're getting close to our final battle. So I wanted to apologize while I can.
Apologize? For what?
I was being real stupid before, about whether Dahna's will had been controlling us and all that. I get why you're angry now. Anybody would be if something they trusted was being questioned. So, I'm sorry, Rinwell. Really. I should have kept my mouth shut.
No, Law. Honestly, I think you might have been onto something. Of course you were worried. Who wouldn't be if they found out there might be some invisible force pulling our strings this whole time?
But you really trust Dahna's will, don't you? Is it because you can sense it a lot more than the rest of us? Because you can understand it?
Yeah, I think that might be part of it. But I think I also want to believe it's good.
Believe?
Remember how I used to really resent coming from a family of mages?
Yeah, of course. Because you were always on the run and had to live in hiding.
When we rescued Zephyr and I finally decided to come along with you all, something changed inside me. It was the first time I felt like my powers had any meaning, even if that meaning was only helping you guys fight. Then, when I felt Dahna's will, I was overwhelmed by how vast and warm it was. It made me want to believe my powers were made to connect with it. It made me believe I had a bigger purpose.
So that's why you hope it doesn't turn out to be bad. You almost need it to be kind.
Yeah.
Well, alright. Then I promise I'll lay off bad-mouthing it.
You will?
There's no way for me to know for sure one way or the other, right? But you trust it, Rinwell, and that's enough for me. So I'll trust it because you do.
Remember what I said about neither planet's great spirit reaching us here?
Yeah?
That's not quite true. I can feel just a little bit of Rena's inside you and everyone else.
You... what?
What?
I sensed it when we first got here. It's a really small amount, so it doesn't feel like it has a will of its own. But I think that's how Dahna's energy probably is too.
So you're saying there's a little bit of Dahna's will inside each of us? In a way, doesn't that mean we're all Dahna's will?
What?
Well, like you said, unless Dahna's energy comes together, it has no will. So if we all have a little bit of Dahna's astral energy inside us...
Yeah, maybe...
Everett 35 might know the answer. But, you know what? I don't need to ask it. My will is my own. I fight for who I want to fight for. That's who I am now. Who I've become.
That's right, Law. You're a man.
So thanks, Rinwell, for sharing that with me.
Ah.
To be honest, the only reason I was suspicious of Dahna's will, well, I mean, it mostly was... I feel like you and I had grown apart lately, and I was worried it was because...
Huh?
Never mind. Nothing. Just forget about it.
No, what were you saying?
Saying? I don't remember
Come
saying
on.
anything.
Now you won't tell me what you were
No,
thinking?
that's not what I'm saying.
Then spit it out already.
Dude, this is so freaking adorable. I needed this so much. I needed this so much.
Are you sure you don't want to get some rest?
I can't. I've got too much on my mind. Especially knowing how close our last battle is. How are you doing, Xion?
Same as you, still trying to absorb everything.
Remember when it was so simple? We were only fighting all the lords on Dahna? All of that feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was just a nice little story. And then it
Ages
got
and ages ago.
so complicated.
Everything that's happened since we first met. So many fights, so much chaos, so many wonderful people.
If I hadn't run into you that day, well, I wouldn't have met all of you. I never would have held the blazing sword or looked for something more. I wouldn't have my memories back. I'd still be a faceless slave, like as not long dead.
Hey, Alphen. I want you to promise me something.
Yeah?
If we can't find the Rena's Alma, there's something I want you to do. Like Hevrect 35 said, The only way we can end the Great Spirit for good is to go after both the main body in Rena and the thorns in me. I need you to promise me, Alphen, that if for some reason we can't get the Rena's Alma back, you'll use the blazing sword to destroy the Great Spirit, and me along with it.
Huh?
Oh my god, of course.
It's true the blazing sword may not have the strength of the Rena's Alma, but it's taken us this far. It's slain lords and beasts. At the very least, it has to be worth a try.
You can't be serious. Have you forgotten everything
Listen,
that we've...
the Great Spirit isn't just our problem. It's a threat to our entire world. Renans and Dahnans alike. We don't know what's going to happen when we face it, but we need to be prepared for anything. We can't second-guess ourselves when the time comes. I promise you, I'm not planning on going anywhere. I'm prepared to fight with absolutely everything I've got. But if it comes down to it, I need you to be prepared too.
Okay. But you should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Shion. I'm going to fight this until the very end. I hope you can forgive me for that.
Alphen. Okay, I understand. And I'll forgive you.
Thank you, Shion.
So it's a promise then?
Yeah, it's a promise.
I remember how I felt the first time you touched me.
Oh my god, why are we saying
My
this?
thorns made any contact a mistake no one would ever make twice. After they'd seen what could happen, fear would always linger behind their eyes. In my entire life, I never had someone willingly reach out to me. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. It was so easy for you. I don't have words for the shock I felt in that moment.
That's because I couldn't feel pain back then.
I just wanted to grab you.
Even once you could, though, you still chose to keep reaching out to me. And when you did, I felt this warmth that I had never known before.
Oh god.
But still, I hate having to see you suffer through it every time you do.
You won't have to worry about that for much longer.
You think so?
I do, because Shion,
Oh.
No. You can tell me once my thorns are gone. Okay?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh. God. God dang it, man.
Everybody get enough rest? We ready for this?
Yeah, we should probably get moving.
Agreed. Can't stand around waiting all day.
Our task is relatively straightforward. We need only descend down to Rena, defeat the Great Spirit, and restore stability to both worlds.
We're fighting
Yeah,
for a
only.
new future for both Dahna and Rena.
Right. We've come this far. We will save our worlds. That's a promise.
Then let's go, everybody. We've got one last wall to tear down.
Repairs on your starship are complete. Everything is in working order.
Yay!
Is that you, Hevrek 35? You can see us from where you are?
I can. I can see anywhere within the bounds of Dake Phasal.
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrek 35 a break. It has been stuck in this tiny facility for a very, very long time.
I have unlocked all functions on your starship. You can now make use of its warp drive.
Warp drive? Wait, you mean like what the Red Women used on us? What brought us here?
It's possible that the Red Women may have found a way to activate it on the starship. They are Helganquil, after all.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's atmosphere without being detected.
Wait, should?
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship will be unable to go any further than the surface of the planet.
So, once we reach the shell, it appears we'll have to infiltrate the core by foot. Understood.
We gotta go all the way down just walking?
Will
Boring.
go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit? I have a strange feeling we're going to have to fight them before this is all over.
The extinction of my people is inevitable at this stage. As such, it would be illogical to risk the success of the mission in a vain attempt to save my kind.
We understand.
Can't that thing lighten up a bit? Everything it says seems to be about what's illogical.
Well, come on, Doe.
Hold up, did you just...
You heard the lady. Get going.
I have one last question.
What?
As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past your predicted life expectancy. Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you continue to exist. Why?
We exist because others have entrusted this to us. Over the years, many people have come together and sworn to see this through to the end.
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically improbable. Why have you two continued to persist under these conditions?
It's hard to explain. To be honest, I don't think it's something an observer could understand. All right, time to get back on the Fall Knights.
Okay. Finally can get back to the, actually go somewhere now. So this should open up my fast travel, because I kind of still want to get my campfire conversations completed with Dolim and Law, because I need to get that done. Hopefully once I land on Rena, it will allow me to do that.
It would appear that our Helganquil host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know what that means. Time to go to Rena.
You just turned it on. You haven't moved it.
Spin.
Warp drive. Holy crap, that's a... Dude, that's a pretty shot, not gonna lie. That's a pretty shot. Well, there's your thumbnail. What the crap? Dude. Alright, this was not what I was actually expecting. I don't even know what I was expecting. We're now playing on the Halo title screen.
There's nothing here. This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere. Is this really where the Helganquil come from?
I don't sense even a trace of astral energy. This world is dead.
Then this must be the hollowing.
Oh my god. Yeah.
You mean to tell me this whole world, the entire ocean is that stuff?
Yeah.
And it's covering everything.
Yeah.
The entire planet.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dahna.
So arresting. This world of doom.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dahna is. But after being robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just from living beings, but the land, the sea, everything.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude until their whole world was nothing but this.
Damn.
And by the looks of it, that's how it remains to this day. A world of death and emptiness.
Ugh.
With nothing left here to consume, the Great Spirit turned its sights on Dahna, looking for another host.
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is what Dahna's going to look like?
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
If the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will survive. It looks like we can climb down from there.
Another teleporter.
Let's take a look.
Oh, frick yeah, just teleport me to the end. Oh! And we got destroyed remnants. Rena. There's a whole lot of freaking nothing.
So this is Rena. This is where everything began. Yet it's a dead world?
I won't let Dahna suffer the same fate. Ever.
Wait, special owls? Special owls seem to have appeared throughout Dahna. Discover all the owls. Ah, frick, there's more. I mean, it did say like, what, 80%? So there's special owls, I guess, that they gotta find. Alright, I guess I'll go check that out while I do the campfire stuff, too. Rena, a world of death. Death and despair. You must die. Die!
A hollowed ocean as far as the eye can see. What do you think would happen if we fell in?
What do you mean, what would happen? You'd drown, wouldn't you?
Die!
I don't believe I've heard of someone ever trying. Perhaps you'd like the glory of being the first?
Nah, I'll pass.
This is essentially a world-sized Renan graveyard. Are you proposing to disturb the dead slumber just to satisfy your curiosity, Law?
No, because I said I passed.
Taking an interest is understandable, but let's not forget where we are. This place deserves our respect.
Looks like we're not going to be hearing the end of this one for a while.
You'd think I was already snorkeling in it or something.
The challenge of a lifetime.
So the idea is to seal the Great Spirit inside the Renaissance Alma using the Sovereign and Maiden's power. But just how do we do that exactly?
I'm guessing
Friendship.
It won't be as easy as holding a spirit channeling ceremony at our leisure.
I already had wielded astral energy once 3 centuries ago. As for suppressing her thorns, Shion's had a lifetime's experience. The problem isn't just our enemy's strength, it's that it's sentient too. And you can bet anything you like it's not going to just sit back and let us destroy it.
In other words, we need to find some way to weaken it in advance. The Great Spirit, that is.
Back when Shion's thorns flew out of control, we were able to deal with them directly. If this is their host, they should be even more corporeal here.
If that's the case, it should make them easier to attack at least. And if we can manage to divert enough energy away from the spirit's core, even temporarily,
We might just be able to weaken it enough to steal the Renaissance Alma, which we can then use to seal it away forever. It won't be easy, but it's our only shot. Time to buckle up.
And bridging the divides.
Question for you. Let's say, knock on wood, everything turns out for the best.
What'll the world be like? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of this, do you really think everything will be that different?
A lot will have to change. That's
Yeah,
for
not at the
sure.
beginning.
The world will have to adjust to so much. My only worry is if those changes turn out to be merely skin deep.
What do you mean?
It's well and good putting an end to Renan rule. But if it just turns the tables, it's all for naught.
That's true. Just as bad if the Dahnans started pressing their own.
Renans, Dahnans, astral art users, mages.
Yeah, there's so much going on.
Labels used to divide and separate people.
If only we could see differences like that for what they are. No different to someone having a musical talent or being good with their hands. Not differences so much as characteristics.
It will take someone in power to set an example. But with time, people will follow. And then, perhaps one day,
There will no longer be any need for the example. It will have become second nature.
That's where we come in. We can set the example. Imagine it. A world where magic and astral arts are used to help people. Where that's the norm rather than the exception.
Yeah, you're right, Rinwell. Why wait for somebody else? We can show them ourselves.
Okay, now after a whole freaking hour's worth of freaking cutscenes, let's actually do some, like, finally do some exploring. Oh my god, there's more sub-quest. There's more. Frick. Oh. Keeping up with the Elgin Quill.
Hey! Hey, I just realized something!
Is this about dinner last night? I didn't realize those ingredients were off.
What? No, I mean... Wait, you fed us rotten food?
Rinwell, the point.
Oh, yeah, right. So I was thinking about those armored soldiers we've seen. There are regular Renans inside them, right?
Yeah, they're designed to make whoever's wearing them stronger. At least, I think that's the idea.
Right. So it kind of begs the question then, why are they made so huge?
I don't know, makes them more intimidating, I guess? Or maybe all that tech wizardry inside takes up a lot of space.
You don't think it's weird how the armored soldiers are the exact same height as the Helganquil?
Can't say I'd ever noticed it till now. And?
Connect the dots, Law!
Okay, let me get this straight. You think the armored suits might have originally been designed to allow Renans to work alongside the Helganquil?
Huh. But if that's true, what would that mean?
It would mean... just that, I guess. But still, don't you think it's kind of interesting?
Not hugely. Hey, Kisara, well, I've got you. What's on tonight's menu? Because I was thinking maybe meat.
Get him, Hoodle.
Uh-oh.
Oh, now you want to listen. Keep pecking, Hoodle.
Ow, ow, ow! Seriously, what the hell?
Oh my god. Okay, at least we're kind of getting these skits out of the way. Thinning the herd.
You know, guys, when you think about it, we've taken out a lot of Zoogles. Like, a whole lot.
You can say that again. If one thing's for certain in this world, it's that wherever we go, we'll always end up bumping into them.
Isn't it weird that they're still so plentiful? You don't think the Renans have, like, a ranch where they breed them, do you?
Certainly in all of my years, I've never heard of them constructing such a massive facility on Dahna, let alone up in Lenegis.
The only thing I can think of, then, is that the feral ones must be reproducing on their own.
There's also no organized effort on our part to hunt them down, so it's difficult to fully exterminate them.
Exterminate them? Whoa, don't you think that's maybe a little harsh?
What do you mean?
Zoogles originally used to be living creatures native to Dahna and Rena, right? Being genetically modified isn't their fault.
You're right. Zoogles were only created because of us Renans. We altered the original creatures to suit our own ends.
First, people made Zoogles, and then we let them go. And now we're trying to kill them because they're a threat. They really have only seen the very worst, huh?
I hope we find a way to be able to live side by side with them one day.
It's a nice thought, but they attack towns and cities. What else are we supposed to do?
Aside from the strays that have gone wild, it's worth remembering that Renans are able to keep them somewhat under control.
If we had distinct territories that didn't overlap, that might reduce the danger they pose.
Well, I guess when you look at it that way, maybe people and Zeugles aren't so different after all.
Alright, you got a problem? What do you got going on?
Yes.
Yes. Remind me, you two were both born in this current generation of Renans, correct? That would put 100 years between us, which would make me akin to an ancestor of your generation. As such, I have an opportunity for you to demonstrate the respect due to the elders like me. Perhaps I'm reading into things too much, but such respect truly merited in this instance. I couldn't tell you one way or the another, but it seems like he needs help with something. Just listen to what I have to say right now. You see...
Excuse me!
Hold on, I can't let you go any further. I had a feeling this was going to happen. You always try to beat me to the punch with these things. I'm surprised to hear you object. I thought you understood that sometimes the quest for knowledge requires that we get our hands dirty. That is exactly why I can't simply stand here and let you do this. I'll be losing out on that valuable opportunity. Well, let's make it fair, shall we? We'll both give them a request. Works for me. I have no objections. My head is starting to hurt, Charlie. Trying to follow these two. They must be pretty strong, even if you admit that. I don't know what you two want from us, but don't expect us to agree to anything.
Hey!
What's that supposed to mean? What's that? Are you simply going to walk past an elderly person who's in distress? I don't think the generation gap has gotten so wide that young people forgetting their manners. How unfortunate.
Really now?
Alright. Where are you two out? But one matter at a time. We're busy people ourselves with our own matters to attend to. Fair enough in that case, I can wait. You go first. Thank you. Now I was about to say before. I'd like you to go down to the surface of Rena and track down a certain experimental Zeugl subject of mine. It's a failed specimen. I ejected it from Dak Fizzle, thinking that would dispose of it, but it seems it survived the trip in space.
What?
You threw it into space? That's so cruel. And you wish for us to finish the job, I gather. That's part of the reason I need you to. More importantly, I need you to collect the tissue from said Zeugl. I never would have predicted that it would revive Rena alive and well. It merits for a scientific investigation. Why not simply go there yourself? You can research the creature to your heart's content. Proper field studies aren't my area of expertise. From what I gather, your people are better equipped with such strenuous work than I ever be.
I see.
I thought I was being mindful of how I presented myself, but apparently not. Sounds like someone needs a little lazy to me. Screw you, man. We don't care. Alright,
Agreed.
I have rather mixed feelings. I won't make any firm promises of whether we shall deliver, but if it works for you, we'll look into it.
Very nice.
I am pleased to see my predictions about you were founded. In that case, go and get to work. The rest of my research is being held up by this, so the sooner you finish this, the better. Let's also mention the Zeugl in question is a 6-armed giant. It is an extremely violent specimen. So be careful when dealing with it. Tissue sample. Alright.
Dohalim, the line of researchers is getting longer.
Perhaps I should have put more thought into this before accepting.
Alright, there's one in
Looks
Pillaging.
like we made it here in one.
My lord, you received a notice from Naruto. It says that the wedding is being held at Sakleo Temple. Excellent, thank you for letting me know. At last, it seems the big wedding is upon us. I can ill think of a happier occasion than this.
Right.
Yeah, I'm excited for them. Their future.
Saxleo Temple. Isn't that where Shion was being held?
Shh. Wasn't it beautiful? I can't wait for this.
Oh, we got another thing. Growing up.
Hey, Law. Been training?
Yeah, I guess I got a little carried away. You think this is bad, you should see the state of my underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks.
A word of advice. You might want to refrain from mentioning that stuff around girls. Ones without a military history especially.
Man, can you imagine Rinwell's face? She'd have a nervous breakdown.
I meant in general, but you sure mention her a lot, you know.
Huh? Oh, you know, she's always there, even when you least expect it. Springs to mind easily.
Either that, or maybe some part of you is subconsciously always wishing she was there.
May the trials and tribulations of young romance never change.
Romance? Like I'd be interested in that know-it-all tomboy. I'm more about mature women. Someone more like Kisara.
You know, I used to be a tomboy too when I was Rinwell's age.
Look, it's not tomboys I have anything against. But come on, you've got to admit she can be a lot to handle.
Hey, I miss anything? What's all the fuss about?
Rinwell.
Thunderblade!
What the hell was that for?
A little birdie told me you were speaking about me behind my back. Whew!
Dang bird!
From the looks of it, I'd say you've got yourself a rival.
It wouldn't be called the Spring of Youth without a little storm every now and then.
Oh my god. Like skit heavy, cutscene heavy. I'm sorry, y'all. There's just a lot of stuff here. Action in many forms.
Hey, Shion. How are you and Alphen getting on these days?
That's a little out of the blue. Why do you ask?
Sorry, it's just... I don't know. I'm just curious, I guess. I mean, a lot's changed now he's got his senses back and all.
I suppose you're right. Well, to tell you the truth, if he'd been the way he is now back when I'd first met him, I probably wouldn't have gotten this involved. But then, if we hadn't met like we did, then I never would have experienced these feelings, so... I guess it's complicated.
I can imagine. I know it's not the same thing, but I know what it feels like to have someone you love who's out of reach.
Because of Miguel.
Alphen's still alive. It's not too late, you know. And after all, who can say what the future holds? I think if I were you, I'd take things as they come for now.
Besides, touch isn't everything. I've never touched you, Shion. But that doesn't stop you from knowing that I care about you, right?
That's true. But I do remember back when we first met, you made it plenty clear you weren't my biggest fan.
But that was a long time ago. There were lots of things I didn't understand back then. Not that that's the point.
Don't worry, I'm only teasing. I know what you mean. Thank you. And you're right. There are ways to convey your feelings besides just touching.
I'll say, cooking immediately springs to mind. And if it's someone's favorite dish, all the better. If there's something on your mind that you want to tell him, why not try appealing directly to his stomach?
You might just have a point. I'll give it a shot.
Uh-oh. If it's Alphen's palate you're appealing to, that doesn't bode well for the rest of us.
Well, friendship is about being supportive. Sometimes we just have to do our best and take one for the team, right?
Oh my freaking god. A creepy, crawly tangent.
Even after staying here, we never truly got to the bottom of what makes this realm's citizens tick.
Renan and Dahna are meaningless distinctions here. To have one's own mind is strictly forbidden. All that matters is blind obedience.
That might be the case now, but it can't always have been like that. There must have been something more.
Once, maybe. Question is that something still salvageable?
If it's not, we'll just have to make something new. No, not we. They've had enough foisted on them as it is.
You're right. It's time the people here had the chance to forge their own path. That's not to say it'll be easy, but it will be worthwhile.
These things take time to...
What the crap? What the heck?
Sorry. There was a huge flying bug and I sort of shot without thinking.
A bug? You mean like a Zoogle?
Something tells me she would have shot it, whether it was a Zoogle or not.
This realm is teeming with humid forests. It's only natural insects would feel more at home here than Menancia. In fact, I seem to recall reading somewhere that bugs around these parts lay their eggs in human food to ensure healthy incubation.
Sounds like they're tougher than they look.
What about you, Alphen? Bugs don't creep you out?
I wouldn't say I was their #1 fan. Mind you, if times get desperate enough, I've been known to eat them.
Insects as a culinary option, you say? What kind of seasoning are we talking?
No, Helene. I don't think he was talking about cooking them.
Hey, a lizard!
Here we go. Lord Dorleem, thank you for coming.
Dorleem, you're here. Great. Let's get right to business. Everyone's waiting for you to speak.
Oh.
My, this is quite the gathering you all have assembled. All the more reason to make sure I don't disappoint. Thank you all for coming. Today I wish to forego the usual formalities and ask for all your blessings on this most auspicious day. I first met Sir Narito and his soon-to-be wife, Kaguri, when...
Just great.
This is gonna take a while. Now then, a toast to the lovely couple's eternal happiness as well as peace and prosperity between Dahna and Rena.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers!
Cheers!
Alright, time for the big bouquet toss.
You know, Shion, I hear that you can't catch a bouquet at a wedding and you'll always be a single alone.
What?
Wait, really? Hiya! Ah! Yay! Aw.
Nice try, you two. Better luck next time.
Never. Why?
Wait, something's wrong.
I couldn't catch it. I'll always be alone.
Oh no.
How could I? Oh, please. I'm so lonely.
Oh god, no. Why did you say that, Kasara?
Oh no. This is just like what happened before. Alphen!
I'm alone. I'm all alone.
What can I do to get her to snap out of it? There aren't any thorns this time. Oh, I've got it!
Alphen?
What?
Shion, you're not alone. You've got all of us. And it wasn't just one bouquet either.
That's not what was said. Besides, there's really more bouquets to catch.
There's also this one from me.
What? Like this one from me.
So please, don't give up.
You hear me?
We'll fight this together. Shion!
We're not going anywhere. So stay strong, Shion.
You dummy! That's not what I was upset about. How many times do I need to tell you not to blindly rush into things?
Why are they so stupid?
That said, it does make me feel better.
My god.
Even if your bouquet is just a weapon named after one.
I'm just glad I could help. And I made another one to go with it, so it wouldn't be lonely either.
You never cease to amaze me, Alphen. Seriously.
It's an actual freaking gun. Cardito's bouquet. A gun modeled after a flower bouquet. Despite the romantic sounding name, at the end of the day, it's still a gun. It should be treated as such. A wedding cake cutter? What? A ceremonial blade used to cut into large cakes at celebrations. Only those who actually tend to come back alive from battle get to use it. Oh my. And a silver suit of. What? What the frick is going on? Dorleem Transcendent Matchmaker. Increased art casting resilience. Oh my. Oh my god.
Feeling better now, Shion?
I'm sorry I lost my cool like that.
Don't worry. It's not like I have any room for criticism.
Being a grown-up isn't easy, is it?
Oh my god, dude. Are you freaking serious? It's stronger. The freaking thing is stronger. Are you serious? Oh my god, dude. I think I also got another artifact. I think. Oh, experience boost. Oh my god, yes! Yes! Oh, frick. Yeah, boys, let's go. Oh my god, that's gonna actually really help. I mean, I don't know how much more of the game I'm gonna play. Probably gonna beat it and be done with it, but that's gonna help, at least for the time being. Okay, there's 2 more subquests. I'll see if I can at least start these. I don't know if I'll be able to finish them or not for this video.
Made it.
Oh, it's dark.
Hi, Alvin.
Hey,
Hey, Cole. What's up? You don't look too hot, kid.
I'm really hungry.
Even with the weather gone, there's still not enough food to go around. That's not good. Is there no way to bring someone in from outside Caligula?
yes.
We have been. Thanks for your hard work. We managed to establish trade routes and have a little food coming in. But our place is not very well off. Either so, there's so much that we can broker between realms. Especially since the realm is nothing but rocks and sand for the most part.
Just great.
That's sad. I wish something more could be done. There's still hope. I heard there's a merchant from Sicily who's visiting Ganymede Castle.
How's this?
Would you mind talking to him for us? Sure. We'll see what he has to say.
Hey,
In the meantime, here, have this bread.
yay!
Wow, thanks. Where can you get this?
Gion's always come prepared like that.
All right.
Anyway, let's make our way to Ganymede Castle. Global connection. Alright. Memories of Caligula.
I never realized before just how hot this place is. It's like being inside a fire.
It was this hot this entire time.
Noticing? Ah, yes, forgive me. The whole lack of sensory feedback situation.
That's the one. It's hard to believe I once worked in this soup, let alone helped spearhead a revolution.
And all with the mask concealing your face. It must have been very grimy beneath that.
Back then, we had our plates full enough dealing with constant abuse from our Renan overlords. It never occurred to me the air itself was oppressive in its own way. My head spinning just with the effort it takes to walk.
I think that's called heat stroke. You might want to take a sip of water.
You mean that water that's been festering under the sun for days? I wouldn't chance it without boiling it first.
Oh, I know. I'll go to the dock and fetch us some clean water.
Water alone won't suffice. He'll need to ensure his sodium levels are replenished as well.
In that case, let's see if we can rustle up some rock salt. Alphen, you go cool off in the shade for a while. Xion, stay and keep an eye on him.
And then there were 2.
Bit of an overreaction, but it's still kind of them.
Maybe it's not the time, but this place brings back memories.
I know what you mean. We're back where it all started.
Well, we're back where it all began.
Regret meeting me sometimes. Do you?
Are you kidding? You started all of this. Bringing down the wall, retrieving my sense of self. I have no regrets.
Lol, goddamn.
Welcome back, Law.
Hello, guys. I'm here.
Yeah, we see you, Law.
Hey, Alvin, what do you think of that chick over there?
Doesn't look like she really works out.
I'm not talking about her, you dummy. Let's see what's going on. Yeah.
Hey, seems like you folks are staying pretty busy. Oh,
Hey,
you can say that. You seem to be in high spirits yourself, Grainer. I try. I like to think I'm good at staying positive, if nothing else. After all, that everyone's so scared right now. It's important for guys like us to stand tall and keep hope alive, you know? You said it. Got you all down in dumps. Me? I'm fine, I guess. Well, you don't sound like it to me. If Zephyr saw you like that, he'd be none too pleased. Renar, cut him some slack. What'd I say? Oh, yeah. Huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, I just remembered that Nay said he has a favor to ask you guys. He does? What is it? You're just talking to yourselves. Tell him I sent you. See you later.
that's great.
Huh? You scurried off in a rush. The stuff with Zephyr. I mean your dad. Still weighing on your mind, huh?
I guess...
I've known every Crimson Crow since I was in diapers, so I know better than anyone just how much they revered him. Not like anyone's pointing the finger at me, but it's hard to stop imagining that they don't hate me somehow. You want me to wait here while we talk to Nath? You want to wait here while we talk to Nath?
Thanks.
Nah, come along. Not like waiting around is gonna make me feel any better. Mixed feelings. Oh god, we're gonna get closure with Law. Somewhat. Nath!
Huh?
Oh? Oh, you guys. Hey, you guys. What can I do for you?
Well,
We were going to ask you the same thing. Rena sent us to talk with you. Said you had a favor to ask? Favor? What favor? Oh, I know. Hmm? You know the Iglia waste? There's a Zoogle there I want you to take care of. For now, we managed to contain it and block off the roads, but who knows when it will break loose and start causing trouble again.
alright.
Makes sense. I guess you wanted us to go in and make sure that never happens. More or less, yeah. But I'm not asking you to do it, Alphen. I want Law to take care of it instead. But me? Really? You got a problem with that? No, it's not that, but...
Alright.
Good. Then get to work as soon as possible. If you need to break the barrier to get it done, that's fine too. Yeah, that's all for me. Don't let me down, you hear?
I guess.
What's with these guys? First, Greenor starts acting weird down Nath. It's me. This is because I got my dad killed. Law. It's fine. It's the least I can do after what I put these guys through. I'll be back.
Got it.
No one said we couldn't help you. We'll come too. Holy crap. Oh my god. That's from the Iron Pipe? What? Realm Unifier. Sword born of opposing beings coming together. The power to open the way to new worlds. It slices through anything that stands in the path. Holy crap. The frick is that? What is that on the sword? It's like eating the hilt. Get off my sword! Ah! Oh my god. Monochrome Spiral. A gun born of opposing beings coming together. Power enough to forge new worlds. Its bullets bore through anything that stands in their path. Are these like their ultimate weapons? Holy smokes. Matriarch Martel. A great shield that offers absolute protection. The figure depicted embracing all of humanity is known as the Mother of Love. What? Oh my god. Okay, I guess the grinding's gonna be happening here soon. I can make the blue shield. Instead of the red shield, I can make the blue shield. Okay, equip that. Oblivion Ring. What the hell is... a book of arts developed to wipe out enemy forces in local conflicts. It deploys a magical circle that raises the caster's power to its utter limit. Or its utter limit. Well, there might be some grinding here between the videos. Oh my god. Oblivion Gauntlets. Arm bracelets developed to wipe out enemy forces in local conflicts. Its magical circles raises the wearer's physical abilities to the utter limit. Oh my god. Oh. Okay, it's over here. I think I remember Law breaking this thing. There was like nothing back here. I see what's going on.
I think Hoodle senses something.
There's a freaking owl in this area?
Why are you staring at me?
I could ask the same thing.
So this is how the Sovereign and Maiden are supposed to look. You two go great together.
Law, come stand between us.
Oh, sure. You want me to put something white on as well?
Of course she doesn't.
Take a closer look, Shion. It's a miracle.
What are you talking about?
This outfit, it's already got blue accents on it.
So I see.
Joys of eating.
I love how much amazing food we get to eat even when we're out on the road.
Me too. Especially compared to what I used to have when I was still a slave. This is paradise.
It's amazing what good food can do to keep your hopes up. Nagal used to say all the time that the power of food is subtle, yet profound.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? For whatever reason, I find I don't worry nearly as much when I've got a full stomach helping me out.
That's why you shouldn't be such a picky eater.
Huh?
She's right. You always leave food that you don't like on your plate when you're done.
Come on, what's the big deal?
Back in the day, I couldn't think about leaving any food. It was such a waste not to eat at all. You needed every last scrap of energy.
Exactly. Even when my brother and I didn't have much to eat, we all did what we could to make it taste good and enjoy what we had.
That definitely explains a lot about why you cook the way you do, Kisara.
Dohalim, I bet you don't know what any of that's like. You must be used to food being handed to you on a silver platter.
Sometimes it was gold.
You didn't shy away from that at all.
Although, there was one experience that does come to mind.
Oh?
When I first learned that the food I ate originally came from animals and fish, I was rather taken aback.
You just ate whatever was in front of you without even thinking about it?
That's a silver spoon elite for you.
Zelius taste testing.
Your cooking has really improved, Shion.
It's because of you that I understand what makes it so fun. I'm glad everyone seems to enjoy what I make too.
I've noticed a disturbing trend that after it's your turn to cook, our ingredients tend to run really low. What's up with that?
That's a good point, Law. There's a weird difference between the amount of ingredients she prepares and how much food actually gets served. Curious. Very curious indeed.
I don't know. Isn't it pretty normal for veggies to shrink a little when you fry them up?
Or maybe she eats all the bad batches herself so we won't notice.
Come on, I wouldn't do anything like that.
Then how would you explain the difference?
Ahem. I have a theory that I wish to propose.
What is it?
As we all know, Shion here can have quite the appetite. I imagine she often taste tests her own food as she prepares it. By my eye, it would appear that her footprints are leaving deeper impressions as of late. Far be it from me to level such an accusation, but the facts lead me to conclude that...
She's been snacking while she cooks.
And yet, she still looks so slender in her clothing.
Yeah, I'm kind of envious, actually.
Wait a sec, are you guys trying to say she's...
I'm what?
Nothing?
Nothing.
My God, okay. There's just an absolute freaking ton. How many freaking skits have I done so far? There's been just an absolute freaking ton. 271. Oh my God, we're getting close to the end here. Revealing cooking.
Hey, Alphen, why do you like spicy food so much anyway?
You know, I haven't thought about that before. Maybe because when I couldn't feel pain, it gave me that kick I was craving.
But now that you can feel pain again, wouldn't your tastes have changed?
Did you like spicy food when you were younger?
Not as much as I do now. At some point, it just became something almost like an addiction, I guess.
I can most certainly relate. Once you've had your fill of ordinary food, you cannot help but seek out more unusual fare.
I don't think that's got anything to do with Alphen's tastes. Although I won't deny that you definitely have a thing for exotic food. The stranger, the better.
I just wish I could have gotten you into sweets like me, Alphen.
I like food that's dense and keeps you feeling full myself. It helps you last longer when you're on the move.
We all know you're a quantity over quality kind of...
What was that?
I lost my train of thought.
You know, I've also noticed Shion's not really into the same kind of food most Renans are. Could be it's got something to do with the way she grew up.
That's so me. Even when I was little, I was all about food that gives me strength. All meat, all the time.
Meaty
I
man!
guess Kisara is so good at cooking fish because she can catch them herself.
I'm only good with fish because it used to be the easiest thing to get. When you work with something long enough, it comes naturally to you.
I like fish just fine, but what I really like about your cooking is how it tastes homemade. It reminds me of what my mom used to make.
Really? You know, I used to cook a lot of meals for younger kids, and they said the same thing.
When you get down to it, I guess the things a person cooks and the foods they like say a lot about the way they've lived.
Alright, finally. Alright. So, let's do law.
Mind if I join you, Law?
I don't know how many times
How's it
I
been
still
going?
have to go with them.
How's what been going?
Come on, man. You know what I mean. How have things been with you and Shion?
I had a feeling it was about that. Well, what about things on your end?
No, we're not talking about me. I'd rather hear about you.
I don't really have anything to share on that front.
Don't be like that. You think I can't tell something's been going on?
Look, I'm not the type to go blabbing about that kind of stuff.
Give me a break. Don't keep secrets from me just because you're a little old.
I'm not that old.
I don't know, man. Lately it seems like you start wheezing as soon as we get into a fight.
That's some pretty big talk. You really want to try your luck with me?
Yeah.
What were we talking about before?
It was... well, it doesn't really matter now.
What's wrong? Did I hit your head too hard?
No, man, you don't get it. You're really something, Alphen.
What do you mean?
Just you. How you always indulge me and help me work through my jumbled thoughts.
Do I?
Yeah, I always feel better after being with you. Even duking it out just now helped.
There you go again, making me out to be better than I really am.
I'm not making you out to be anything. You can't stop me from admiring you, Alphen.
You've got strange taste then.
I'm fine with that. I hope someday I can be there to lift you up, too.
I don't plan on getting quite that old anytime soon.
We should go again sometime.
We should. I look forward to it.
Oh, that's it. Aw. Role model. Forge a strong bond with Law, giving him something to aspire to on and off the battlefield. Aw. And Law is such a freaking bro. He is. He's just the best.
See you guys
The Crimson Skies. Ooh.
I feel pretty refreshed after that sleep.
All right. I guess I'm gonna put him on the team. Sorry, Renwell. All right, guys. I'm gonna end this video here. This is probably just going to be filled with just cutscenes and such, and I'm very sorry about that, but I'm gonna do my best to get most of these subquests out of the way. Maybe off screen. If I'm able to go in the Rena, I'll probably just check. If it goes into like a different cutscene, I'll make sure I at least have something recorded, just in case any cutscenes would ever pop up on Rena. Just because I want to see if I can get some like better equipment for like materials and possibly even some more accessories. But yeah. Hopefully next video that either, I don't know really how long of the story is left, but so it might be like a video or two, depending on how long these cutscenes are. Honestly, and all these darn skits. Plus, I gotta get Doleem's thing, so I will do that next video. I'll get Doleem's thing next video. But I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, because if you did, go ahead and leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you hadn't done it already. Really does help me out. Really appreciate you guys checking out the videos, and the like button really does. It's really cool to see how many people freaking interacted with like the shorts and stuff. That's crazy. That like the short, one of the shorts I sent on, was it Saturday? It really blew up. So thank you guys for checking that out. If you did see that, thank you for checking that out. But yeah, we're getting to the near this end of this game, guys. So we'll see how long we got left. Hopefully I can get this game done by next week. But again, guys, thank you so much for watching the content, and until next time, I'll talk to you all later.